and welcome to Blue Peter Blue Mersey. Yes, a whole show dedicated to all those bits that didn't quite go according to plan.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're looking at Blue Peter moments that led to public outcry and rage in the press.
Why did you leave? What happened?
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10. Janet Ellis.
Hello. It's a bit strange seeing glimpses of your past flash by.
You may have heard the myth that Janet Ellis was forced out of presenting Blue Peter in the late 1980s after the tabloids found out that she'd gotten divorced and was pregnant by another man. This is widely believed, but only half true. It is true that she'd left her first husband, Robin Baxter, and was pregnant with her second husband's child before they got married in 1988.
Here's the last piece of the puzzle. Janet Ellis was acting all those characters.
And it's also true that the newspapers made a huge fuss about this when it was revealed. But it's not true that she was pushed out of Blue Peter. She did leave during the scandal, but has always said that the show itself was supportive. That didn't stop the whole thing from causing outrage, however.
That was it. I was on the air for my first Blue Peter appearance. My first solo filming was a tough test.
Number 9. Dog swap.
And with her candle-lit cake and all her cards and presents here in the studio, Petra really is having a memorable 12th birthday.
From 1962 onwards, Blue Peter became known for its pets, most notably the dogs. The first Blue Peter dog was called Petra. Or was it? Actually, the real first Blue Peter dog was a puppy, introduced before the viewers had a chance to name it, dying of canine distemper mere days after its first appearance. Rather than fess up, it was all hands on deck to find a near-identical replacement.
Well, I think she looks in splendid condition, considering she's 12 years old now.
Yeah, in fact, it's hard to imagine looking at her that she is such a very old lady.
They did successfully find a similar enough dog, and it was this second one that became Petra, who worked on the show for 15 years. This was kept secret for decades, with nobody outside the show being any the wiser. Number 8. Zero viewers. In 2017, the newspapers were ablaze with the news that an episode of Blue Peter had attracted 0 viewers. This story was, predictably, broken by the Daily Mail as a stick to beat the BBC with, claiming that the broadcaster's time was over when even an institution like Blue Peter couldn't attract an audience.
So on behalf of everyone here on Blue Peter, we'd actually like to award you with our highest accolade. It is the Gold Blue Peter badge for your Royal Highnesses.
This wasn't entirely true, though, as the episode in question was a signed repeat, shown at 2:30 on a Tuesday, when most of the kids you'd expect to watch Blue Peter would have been at school. CBBC's controller hit back at the critics, telling them to watch the episode for themselves if they didn't think Blue Peter should exist anymore.
Because a week ago, Connie celebrated 10 years on Blue Peter.
Happy anniversary, Con! I feel really old now.
Number 7. The Life Taker. Throughout the bawdy 70s, Peter Duncan was most well known as an actor, appearing in various films, including 1975's The Life Taker.
Cruelty, decadence, excitement, lust, ecstasy, passion, adultery, the smile, rapture, monstrous, catastrophic.
This serious film follows a man seeking revenge on his cheating wife, with Duncan playing the role of the wife's new partner. He appeared nude in it, which was all well and good until 1980.
The room with the clock mechanism was 290 steps up. I was a bit exhausted, so I was glad of the chance of a quick rest and a look round.
He got a presenting gig on Blue Peter, and the tabloids ran the story that The Life Taker was a soft porn film, and that Duncan himself was an adult film star. That's not true at all. The film may be explicit, but it's a thriller, not designed to titillate. He remained on the show for years after this non-controversy.
And you're going over, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're going to show me how to do it, are you?
I'll try.
Number 6. Zoe Salmon.
It was Christmas 2004 when I jumped out of a box and into the best job in the world.
Decades later, and a similar scandal to the one that plagued Peter Duncan emerged. This one about incoming presenter Zoe Salmon. Salmon joined the show in 2004, but had a colourful career beforehand. Not only did she earn a law degree and qualify as a solicitor, but she was also a beauty queen, winning Miss Northern Ireland.
My 3.5 years as a Blue Peter presenter have given me hundreds of memorable moments.
She did a wide array of modelling work too, and the BBC was accused of hiring her only to, quote, sex up the show. She was widely attacked, even called a sexual bimbo by one writer when she was years into her stint. Salmon remained a popular presenter, but has since left the limelight.
It helps to have a head for heights when you're a Blue Peter presenter, so here come my top 3 highest moments.
Number 5. The Garden.
Vandals broke into the Blue Peter garden.
On November the 21st, 1983, children across Britain awoke to some devastating news. The beloved Blue Peter garden had been vandalised. Broken urns and damaged plaques were the least of the problems, as somebody had also thrown oil into the pond and killed the goldfish within.
And one really cruel thing they did was to pour fuel oil into the fish pond. Well, we've drained the pond and we've rescued some of the fish, but a few of them have died.
It was a solemn day, and there was an appeal to the public to find the culprits. To this day, we don't actually know for sure who did it, though a popular rumour pins the blame on footballers Les Ferdinand and Dennis Wise.
And if that wasn't enough, they then trampled on the bedding plants as well.
Ferdinand was asked outright and made a joke, but later regretted the joke and denied their involvement. He also claimed that the real culprit was caught, it just wasn't publicised.
And here are the survivors. It really is an absolute miracle that they have survived.
Number 4. George does a runner.
From his early days on the programme, George's life has been eventful.
Ratty nearly trying the tortoise then.
Blue Peter has had many cats and dogs over the years, but they don't have the longest lifespans. Tortoises, on the other hand, are a safer bet. You don't have to traumatise subsequent generations of children with the news that a Blue Peter dog has died when you've got tortoises instead. Or do you? Children ended up saying an early goodbye to the show's longest-serving tortoise, George, in 1988, when he escaped.
We have some extraordinary news about our other missing star.
And it is brilliant news because George is back.
He has returned to us. Welcome back, George.
Assuming he was dead, the BBC put together a heartfelt obituary, only for him to be discovered. He remained on the show until 2004, dying at the grand old age of 83 and getting a second obituary.
Night-night, George. Sleep tight. Bye-bye.
Number 3. Richard Bacon.
That Richard has not only let himself and the team on Blue Peter down, but he's also let all of you down badly. So we have decided that Richard cannot continue to present Blue Peter, and he agrees that that is the right decision.
His tenure on Blue Peter was brief but memorable, largely because of the way he unwillingly left the programme in 1998. The tabloids got hold of the story that Bacon had been seen doing lines, something the BBC couldn't tolerate for its most wholesome television show. He was sacked mid-contract, though his career has since recovered, along with his problems with addiction.
One of the Sunday newspapers reported that Richard Bacon, a Blue Peter presenter, had taken an illegal drug. Richard admits that he has done this, and that he very much regrets it.
Amends were eventually made when he was given another Blue Peter badge in 2018 for the show's 60th anniversary. He had to return his badge upon being sacked originally. He remains a popular broadcaster and has always denied the more lurid part of the tabloid report that he'd been doing lines off the back of the tortoises.
Do you remember Fred and Frida, the tortoises on Blue Peter?
Yeah.
Big white lines.
Well, he gave them Coke.
I didn't give any tortoises Coke, right?
Number 2. The phone-in scandal.
Says that a series of persistent computer problems over several years meant viewers' money was collected, but their votes were lost.
In 2007, Blue Peter was just one show of many caught up in the premium rate phone-in scandal, when it was found out that a studio guest had been roped in to pretend to be a competition winner. It was the first time the BBC was slapped with a fine from Ofcom to the tune of £50,000 because of the unfair competition.
Tomorrow, all of the terrestrial broadcasters will meet with the regulator to discuss change. The message is clear. Viewers deserve better.
There was another, even more bizarre incident where the public vote about what to name a new pet cat went ignored, with producers believing the online poll was being manipulated. Cookie won the poll, but Socks was chosen. They later had to get another cat and name that one Cookie to appease the public.
And the new set isn't the only new thing around here. Check out this little fella. This is our brand new kitten, Cookie. He's only 13 weeks old.
Number 1. the end of the live show.
Now, Blue Peter, the world's longest-running children's TV show, will no longer be broadcast live.
Yeah, it's a bit of an end of an era, isn't it?
In 2025, it was announced that Blue Peter, as we know it, is coming to an end. The BBC decided it wasn't going to broadcast Blue Peter live anymore, and that the shows would be pre-recorded, leading to lamentations from the public and many former presenters.
The former presenter, Janet Ellis, said its future hosts would never know the threat of things going wrong, and Richard Bacon said being live was what made it alive.
After they already moved CBBC online only, meaning children in households who can't afford an internet connection, which is still thousands, can't watch. They then did this.
Now this does take a little bit of time, but it's really worth it at the end of the day, because this is really the foundations of your island.
While many view Blue Peter as an archaic show that's never managed to adapt to the modern world, you'd struggle to find a Brit who grew up before the internet who doesn't have a favourite presenter or fond memories.
When you've finished it, it should look something like this. And this is the one I had in the airing cupboard for 2 days.
Let us know in the comments what Blue Peter videos you want us to do next.
Glue all that together, and once you've done that, paint it, and hey presto, it looks like that.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.